I recently made a video about the body lever and I made a miniature version of it. The problem with this is that if I want to use it for my upper legs or for muscles that require a little bit more force, this is not enough. In comes this thing here. It's like big nunchucks, but with a peg. So let me show you what I did, how I made it, and why this is more superior than the smaller version. Now, keep in mind, the bigger one costs about double as the smaller one. And the reason for that is that it uses two of the axe handles, where this one uses only one axe handle chopped in half. Now, so when I made this, I used one part of the axe handle which was more flat and the other one who has a bump in it, so that I can use that bump to really dig into my skin, and I use the flat part to really rest against my bones so I don't hurt myself too much. So we distribute the pressure over one side while increasing the pressure on the other side, which is exactly what we want. Now the same thing I did with this thing here. So a flat part on one side and a bumpy part on the other side. Now because we have that flat spot here, I made advantage of that by putting a peg on the other side. And that's what you see in the original body lever as well. They have a peg there so that you can press that a little bit deeper into the skin. Now on the original body lever, they have the pin in the middle. And I was like, yeah man, you want it at the side so you can press even harder. You have more leverage on it. This is too close to the hinge part, so it's not always ideal. But what I would say is like about here, so about like 30 centimeters, 25 centimeters from the top, that would be perfect in order to really dig deep into those muscles. Okay, so as you can see, if I put my foot on an elevated surface, I can really use this to dig into my muscles, and I have a lot more pressure here on the outside. Boom. And then if I use that peg mainly for my hamstrings, and I can really find that spot. Maybe the peg is also a little bit too long, but that I can only shorten in the future. But it was just to test whether or not that peg would be useful. Now, if I don't want it, I just turn it to the side, and now it's just no longer in use. So it's there, but it's never in the way if I really need to. Now, what I like about the bigger one is that you can really set it up, make a good squeeze, and then move your leg. Boom. That is something that it's more difficult to do with a foam roller, I feel. Here you can really articulate and find that spot that really needs some work. Now, the same can go for the calves. Again, that's something I said in the other video, if you feel like the hinge part is too big, you just spin it a little bit, take some slack out of the cord, and then reuse it. And you will find that you can put more pressure on whatever area you want. And even with the calf, you can move up and back and forth. Really get that calf moving. Now, if I lay this on the ground, I can still place my calves onto this thing here, and I can have the advantage of that peg. Now, I will demonstrate it here. So we have that peg here. I place my leg on top of it. I can really let it do some damage here. And then I can move my feet controlled. Then I have control and I can move my feet up and down, side to side, and really let it do the work. Now, is this thing completely useless? I don't think so. I can still use it for my forearms and dig into this. And maybe here, I really want that. I want more control and I don't want these bulky things. So this can still work. This can still work on the go. This can also work for my neck still. I forgot how good this feels. But basically, I like it, but it was not good enough for my legs. So that's why I made a bigger one. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. And I hope you now maybe are going to experiment with with making this one or making the bigger one. Very easy. If you want to see how I made it actually, I will put the other video in the first link in the description. Also, the quest to find the perfect self-myofascial release tool is probably never ending. And what I also found is the more tools you're going to have, the more you're going to forget about certain ones, and you're going to just continue searching for that next tool, while maybe one of the earlier tools that you already had could be what you were looking for. So don't overthink it. If you have a couple of tools, make use of them instead of trying to search for too much other self-myofascial release tools. But I think this one is really a stayer. I just have to continue thinking about using it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. And I guess I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out.